What's up everyone, welcome back to One Strange Adventure. Welcome to the next video. Today's video, we're doing some maintenance, some little RV upgrades. We're giving you a better look at what it's like to actually live in an RV, you know, day to day, things like that. So we're trying to keep you more up to date. We've had some requests to like show more than just the adventure. So here it is. All right, so we are doing a few little projects around the house today. We got in the thin shade. Our door is thin shade ready, so for those of you who don't know, it's a shade that or blind basically that covers the window in your main entry door. So we got that. Cindy actually was seeing on the forums where people are putting these upside down, and the reason for that is that you can easily kind of look down and people can't see in because they're lower being on the stairs. It's a lot easier than trying to raise it with the door shut because the screen's in the way. So we're going to try that out, and she's asked me to put it on upside down, so we'll see how that goes. And then another thing with our front door is that it doesn't have any friction to it, so when you open it, it's not on a strut or anything like the back door. When you open it, it just flies open. And so if it's windy or somebody new's coming over and they're not aware of that, it can just fly open and smack the side of the door. So I did order the Lippert, kind of the LCI friction hinges. It comes with a pack of 2. We're going to, and they're supposed to go in between the 3 that are already mounted on the door. We're going to start with just 1. We're going to see how much friction that actually adds to it because we don't want it super hard to open or close. So I'm going to start with 1 on between the middle one and the bottom, and then we're going to see if if that's enough. So I think 1 might be pretty good for everyday use, but we'll see. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these projects started. So our door is prepped for the thin shade. It's just little latches on it. So unlatch the small levers at the top of the window frame in a left to right direction. Unlatch levers at the bottom of the frame in a right to left direction if equipped. Remove the existing shade. Holding the top shade still at approximately a 45-degree angle, insert one end at the corner between the inner frame and the glass. Repeat this for the opposite seal. Press both ends up and latch in place, moving levers in a right to left direction. So basically just kind of pop them in. All right, so that was actually fairly easy. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Well done, Lippert. Well done. I think the next thing we need to do is actually put the friction hinges on. That's not going to be quite as easy because you have to drill some pilot holes. I think we're going to go ahead and put 1 on and just kind of see how it does. But I do like the privacy screen, and I do like that it's upside down. If you can see, there's still kind of a gap right there at the top where I'm pointing right now, and I can see out perfectly. But if somebody's standing out here on the step, you're not seeing in because you're so much lower. So that was actually a pretty good call. Go ahead and installing it upside down so that you actually pull it up to close it. So first thing it says to do is actually mark halfway between the existing hinges, and that way you know where that hinge, where the middle buckle is going to go on that hinge. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-drill a little hole there. I have to pre-drill 2 holes on each of those hinges, and it gives you a template to kind of go by. All right, now that we got the pilot holes done, I'm going to go ahead and drill the first, just put a pilot hole into the framing of the door. So that I can put the first screw in a little bit easier. They are self-tapping, so they would go through. They would go through on their own, but just to make it a little bit easier on the first one to hold it in place. a shot. So the hinges, what you need, you actually need a drill. The impact did really well. I liked having the drill bit on one and the impact with the, it's actually like a square bit to push those self-tapping screws into the frame of the door. So it was really nice having the impact. You will need a measuring tape. You also need the square bits. So if you don't have those, you will need it. It's like a medium-sized one. I have 3. It was the one in the middle. It was also helpful to have some clamps. I clamped as you saw, I actually clamped the hinge down to the picnic table while I was drilling the other holes. I don't know why Lippert doesn't just drill those from the factory. I guess it's to be able to distinguish one hinge from the other in terms of where they need to go, but it seems like it would be something that would be pretty easy just to do from the factory, and I wouldn't have to drill my own holes. It was easier to pre-drill the holes. I just found a drill bit that was a little bit smaller than the screws itself, so that, you know, the screws are still making its own path as it goes through. Other than that, like, it's pretty simple. I think we're going to stick with one friction hinge for now. I'll say the blind was an easy project because that's already done. The hinge, more of a moderate. You know, I'm not mechanically inclined. If you follow the channel for any length of time, you'll know that. But I was able to do this. The only tricky part is making sure that the hinges are flush against the door when you drill the holes. So I actually got my daughter to come out. I held the hinges really hard because there is a rubber seal that you have to compress, and the hinge has friction, and so it is a little bit difficult to push them down and make sure you get the holes in the right place. But we were able to do it. I would definitely say, other than that, you probably don't really need any extra help. All right, like I said, that wasn't too bad of a job. Or too hard, and all in a day's work in the RV life. So I think that does it for today's video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like it, make sure you subscribe. Until the next strange adventure, keep making your own.